is back with us right now, though.
Good morning. Shall we talk about Gareth Southgate once more? Because, of course, England need a point tonight against Italy to qualify for Euro 2024. So the focus in yesterday's press conference ahead of the game tonight was the booing again of Jordan Henderson from Friday night, and then also the jeering of Harry Maguire up at Hampden about a month ago. Fans booed Henderson because of the Saudi move, or was it because they feel that he maybe shouldn't have been called up or been there in the first place? Gareth was asked if he'll carry on selecting Henderson even if the booing continues.
Yes, 100%. I'll always pick the players that I think are the best players to represent the team, give us the best chance of winning, unless there's something that I feel is not appropriate. People may disagree with Jordan's stance or decision, given the stance he's taken in the past to support the LGBT community. But I don't think that's a reason to not select him. I don't actually think that's a reason to boo him. We would like all the fans behind us. We're a stronger team if the supporters are with us and wholeheartedly supporting the team. That's the connection we've had over a long period of time now. And we'll assess Jordan like every other player. But if I just select on popularity contest, then our team would look very, very different.
He's really doubling down on his comments, isn't he, at this moment in time, and why he's making a selection. But I don't feel any fans are sitting here going, oh yeah, Jordan Henderson and Harry Maguire aren't as popular. It's just the form that fans are focusing on at this moment in time.
We don't really know Jordan Henderson's form, do we? We don't know because we don't get to see that league. We know, Shaban, that league can't possibly, even though there's an array of star-studded players there. It ain't a great league. Of course, how can it be? So we know that the level that he's having to operate at every week isn't anything like the level that he's been at previously. Is that going to affect his form? Is that going to affect how he is? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see whether or not he starts later on tonight. But again, you're not going to phase managers. And Gareth, even though he hasn't been a club manager for years and years and years, he's been around now for a long time with this England team. And you're not particularly probably in the last phase of his tenure as the England boss. I don't think anyone's going to deter or drag him away from what he absolutely believes in and not stand him. And one of the things he's always been very strong on is building that kind of unity within the camp.
And he's got that loyalty, hasn't he? He's a very loyal man, that is clear. But is he doing himself a disservice by being so loyal to players like Henderson, who we haven't seen, and Maguire, who has been out of form?
The Harry Maguire one, to me, would have been different. I wouldn't have played Harry Maguire. I wouldn't have played him. I actually think there's a case at the moment that Harry Maguire should be playing more regular for Man United. But I think there was a point where it's difficult to justify playing someone in such a... All positions are important, but that one in particular is very important to the team. I wouldn't have played him, I don't think, as much as Gareth has. He knows him far better than me. He's worked with him, and he trusts him. That's the key word here. He actually trusts what he's going to bring and what he's going to do. But the Jordan Henderson one, we don't know about form because we ain't seen anything of that league. I'm sure Gareth is. He'll have watched bits and he'll be getting reports again. But he trusts someone he's known and worked with for a long time.
Natalie, do you think it's heaping a bit more pressure on the players like Henderson and Maguire who are being called up and being jeered by the fans?
To a degree. I think a lot of players, look, I don't know them personally, so I don't know how they deal with criticism day in, day out. I think a lot of players can deal with the boos, they can deal with the jeers, because a lot of them might deal with that when they're playing for their clubs against other sides. But I'm sure it's not nice. We talked about it before, where I was saying nobody wants to receive criticism, whether it's on social media or on text messages that we receive here at talkSPORT. Nobody wants to see that because it's off-putting. It can be off-putting. But so, yes, I think it does put pressure on players, especially when we keep talking about them and saying they shouldn't be in the squad because they're not playing at the right level of football or they're not playing at all. But like we've all said, at the end of the day, Gareth Southgate is picking them because he trusts them, which is that key word, Andy. He does believe that they can do a job. And like we said yesterday, perhaps we just have to get on with it. And just
maybe we should just stop asking him these questions.
Well, this is it. He's not going to change his mind.
No.
As you say, he's doubling down on it. He's sticking to his principles. He believes in these players that he's picking. ultimately we've just got to go along with it.
And just very quickly, for Jordan, whatever he says is now what he does, right? So it's now, if he does play tonight, it's how he plays, Shaban. You know, there's lots been said. Everyone's got an opinion on whether he should or he shouldn't have gone. He has to just, like, I think he said, I'm going to take it on the chin. Well, now's the time to do that. Forget trying to convince people and tell people about what you're doing and the reasons you've done it. Not everyone's going to be interested in that. What they want to focus on now is how this team performs. And tonight's a proper game, isn't it? So it feels like it's a proper game against an Italian team. It always is. So it's a good game to assess exactly where players are.
Yeah.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.